Today we're learning about a very specific type of word problem. So anytime that we see the word difference, distance, or change for our relationship words, that's going to mean a very specific type of subtraction, and I'll show you what it is in just a second. So let's start off with our steps here. So what is the change in elevation from 140 feet above sea level to 40 feet below sea level? So the first thing I'm going to do is draw my picture. Here's my sea level, and then I don't know what's 140 feet above sea level, but maybe like some sort of like building or something. So there's some, I don't know, maybe a little person right up here. And then there's something 40 feet below sea level. So let's say that's like a fish or something like that. So what we know, I'm going to circle quantities and underline relationship words. So this is 140 feet above sea level and 40 feet below sea level. So that means this is 140 feet and this is 40 feet. Now, if this is sea level, this is 0. So that means if this is above, this is going to be positive, and if this is below, this is going to be negative. So here's negative 40, here's positive 140 feet. My key word here is what is the change in elevation. When I see that for one of my relationship words, that means I'm always going to use this formula right here, the absolute value of A minus B. Absolute value just means I don't care whether it's positive or negative. I'm just always going to have positive distance. So when I set this up, I've got the absolute value of one number, 140, minus the other number, minus negative 40. And so I remember when I'm doing that, this is the same as 140 plus 40, or the absolute value of 180, which is still going to be positive, still going to be 180. Then this makes sense because when I look at this, if I'm saying what is the distance between, or what is the change in elevation from here to here, I'm going to go this 140 feet, and then I'm going to go this 40 feet as well. So I'm going to end up adding up those two numbers in order to get the whole distance. So the change in elevation is 180 feet. That's the pattern for all the ones we're doing today. So here, if the temperature dropped from 7 degrees Fahrenheit, so here's our thermometer. Here it was at 7 degrees Fahrenheit, to negative 17 degrees Fahrenheit, so here's 0. Here's negative 17 degrees Fahrenheit. The question is, how much did the temperature decrease? So 7 degrees Fahrenheit to negative 17 degrees Fahrenheit and decrease. So when I see the change, how much did it change, how much did it decrease, any of those things, then what I'm going to look for is I'm going to look for the absolute value of the subtraction of these numbers. So 7 minus negative 17, which is the same as the absolute value of 7 plus 17, same thing as the absolute value of 24 or 24. Really what's happening is I'm looking at what's this distance. The distance from 0 here is 7. The distance from here is 17. And I'm adding those two things together because I want to know how far would I have to go to get from here to here. So the temperature decreased by 24 degrees Fahrenheit. And for the final one, so we're looking at two people. We've got Kalaya's cousin and we've got Kalaya's sister. And this one is 40.5 or 40.5 inches tall. And this one is 44 inches tall. So when we're looking here, so here's our 40.5 inches, here's our 44 inches, and we're looking at difference. Anytime we're looking at this distance here, we're going to be doing the absolute value of one minus the other. So you can use a calculator on this, but also we should just be able to do that. So here's 44.0 minus 40.5. 10 minus 5 is 5. 3 minus 0 is 3. 4 minus 4 is 1. 3.5 inches. The difference in height is 3.5 inches.